When are anti-lock brakes of most use to you? A. When you're braking gently. B. When you're braking on rural roads. C. When you're braking harshly. D. When you're braking on a motorway. What should you always do when the traffic light is red? A. Stop and wait until it turns green. B. Slow down and proceed with caution. C. Ignore it if no one is around. D. Flash your lights and drive through. What does a flashing amber light mean at a pedestrian crossing? A. Stop and wait until the light turns red. B. Stop and give way to pedestrians crossing. C. Drive through quickly. D. Only stop if pedestrians are waiting. What does the white line in the center of the road indicate? A. No overtaking allowed. B. Separate lanes of traffic. C. Cycle lane boundary. D. Bus only lane. When approaching a roundabout, what should you do? A. Speed up and enter quickly. B. Slow down and give way to traffic on the roundabout. C. Stop unless the roundabout is clear. D. Signal only if turning left. What should you do when you see a yellow box junction? A. Stop only if there's an obstruction. B. Stop even if the junction is clear. C. Proceed if there's room to pass. D. Wait until the junction is clear. How should you react to a flashing red light on a level crossing? A. Stop immediately and wait for the barrier to rise. B. Proceed with caution if no trains are visible. C. Stop and wait for a green light. D. Flash your lights to signal you can go. What does the double white line in the middle of the road mean? A. No overtaking in either direction. B. Overtaking is allowed on either side. C. Separate lanes for different vehicles. D. You can overtake if the road is clear. What should you do if you are being tailgated? A. Speed up to get away from the tailgater. B. Change lanes to allow the other driver to pass. C. Stay at the same speed to deter the tailgater. D. Brake sharply to make them stop. What is the minimum distance you should leave when overtaking a cyclist? A. At least 1.5 meters. B. At least 2 meters. C. At least 0.5 meters. D. No minimum distance. What should you do if you are driving and your vehicle starts to skid? A. Brake hard to stop the vehicle. B. Steer into the skid and ease off the accelerator. C. Steer away from the skid and accelerate. D. Steer into the skid and accelerate. What should you do when you approach a school crossing patrol? A. Stop and wait for the patrol to signal you to go. B. Drive past the patrol as quickly as possible. C. Slow down and wait for the children to cross. D. Ignore the patrol if no children are around. How should you signal when turning left from a dual carriageway? A. Use your left indicator as you approach the junction. B. Use your right indicator to warn other drivers. C. Use both indicators to signal your intentions. D. No need to signal if there are no vehicles around. What should you do when you see a give way sign? A. Give way to traffic coming from the right. B. Give way to traffic coming from the left. C. Stop completely before proceeding. D. Proceed without stopping if the road is clear. What does a red route mean? A. No stopping or parking at any time. B. Only stopping is allowed for a short time. C. You can park with a permit. D. Only buses can use the route. When must you use your vehicle's headlights? A. At night or when visibility is poor. B. Only at night. C. When driving in heavy traffic. D. Only when driving on motorways. What is the legal minimum tread depth for a car's tyres? A. 1.6 mm, B. 2.0 mm, C. 3.0 mm, D. 4.0 mm. What should you do if you miss your exit on the motorway? A. Make a U-turn at the next junction. B. Continue to the next junction and turn around. C. Stop and reverse back to your exit. D. Pull over and wait for assistance. What is the meaning of a blue circular road sign? A. A restriction. B. A warning. C. A direction or instruction. D. A parking zone. What should you do when you see a pedestrian waiting at a zebra crossing? A. Stop to allow them to cross. B. Ignore them if the crossing is clear. C. Flash your lights to alert them to cross. D. Speed up to clear the crossing. What should you do if you're involved in a collision? A. Stop and exchange details with the other driver. B. Leave the scene immediately if it's minor. C. Only stop if there are injuries. D. Drive off if no one is injured. What does a warning triangle on the road mean? A. An accident has occurred ahead. B. A vehicle has broken down. C. A road hazard ahead. D. A traffic signal is out of order. What should you do when you see a no entry sign? A. Turn around immediately. B. Continue driving as the sign is not for you. C. Slow down and proceed with caution. D. Pull over and stop. What is the best way to keep safe when driving in foggy conditions? A. Use your headlights and slow down. B. Use your fog lights and drive at normal speed. C. Turn off all lights and proceed cautiously. D. Use your parking lights. What does a green arrow on a traffic light mean? A. You may go in the direction of the arrow. B. You must stop before proceeding. C. You may go in any direction. D. You must give way to pedestrians. When driving on a motorway, which lane should you use? A. The left lane unless overtaking. B. The middle lane at all times. C. The right lane only. D. Any lane. What should you do if you're driving in the snow? A. Increase your speed to maintain control. B. Drive at a safe, reduced speed. C. Use your parking brake. D. Use your headlights on full beam. What should you do when you're driving and you see a bus with its hazard lights flashing? A. Stop and give way to the bus. B. Continue driving as usual. C. Honk your horn to warn the bus. D. Speed up to avoid delay. What does a stop sign mean? A. You must come to a complete stop. B. You must slow down but don't stop. C. You must give way to traffic from the right. D. You may continue without stopping. What should you do when driving through a tunnel? A. Switch on your headlights. B. Turn off your headlights. C. Increase your speed. D. Stop if there's congestion. What does a red flag at a level crossing indicate? A. Stop and wait for the train to pass. B. Proceed with caution. C. You may continue if no train is visible. D. A train is approaching. Stop immediately. What should you do when you see a no overtaking sign? A. Do not overtake until you pass the sign. B. Overtake only if it's safe. C. Overtake only on motorways. D. Overtake only if the vehicle is moving slowly. How do you know if it's safe to change lanes? A. By checking your mirrors and signalling. B. By honking your horn. C. By following the car in front. D. By increasing speed. When should you use your fog lights? A. In very poor visibility due to fog, rain or snow. B. At night on dark roads. C. When driving through a tunnel. D. Only when parking in a dark area. What does a zigzag line area? What does a zigzag line near a crossing mean? A. No stopping or parking. B. You can stop and park for a short time. C. Pedestrians have priority. D. Only buses can use the lane. What should you do when you're driving behind a large vehicle? A. Maintain a safe following distance. B. Tailgate to ensure they know you're behind them. C. Speed up to pass quickly. D. Use your high beams to make them aware of you. What should you do if you see a cyclist signalling to turn left? A. Give them plenty of space and wait for them to turn B. Overtake them quickly on the left, C. Try to overtake them before they make the turn, D. Honk your horn to alert them. What is the purpose of a speed bump? A. To slow down vehicles in built-up areas. B. To allow emergency vehicles to pass. C. To indicate a pedestrian zone. D. To mark the boundary of a school zone. When should you use your hazard lights? A. When your vehicle has broken down or is in distress. B. When driving in fog. C. When overtaking another vehicle. D. When you're parking in a busy area. How should you react to a slippery road? A. Slow down and keep a safe distance from the vehicle ahead. B. Speed up to avoid losing traction. C. Use the handbrake to prevent slipping. D. Keep braking regularly to maintain control. What should you do when approaching a green traffic light? A. Proceed if the road is clear. B. Stop if there's traffic ahead. C. Accelerate to pass quickly. D. Wait for the light to turn yellow. What should you do when you're about to overtake another vehicle? A. Check your mirrors and indicate your intentions. B. Overtake without signalling. C. Speed up quickly to pass. D. Follow closely until it's safe to overtake. What does a black and white diagonal striped road sign mean? A. A warning of a sharp bend or curve ahead. B. A sign for a pedestrian crossing. C. A speed limit sign. D. A sign for parking. What should you do if you feel tired while driving? A. Stop and take a break as soon as it's safe. B. Keep driving but reduce your speed. C. Open the windows to get some fresh air. D. Drink coffee to stay awake. When driving, how do you know if you're exceeding the speed limit? A. By checking the road signs and your speedometer. B. By looking at the car's speed. C. By the behaviour of other drivers. D. By the sound of the engine. What should you do if you're driving through a flood? A. Drive slowly and test your brakes afterward. B. Speed up to get through quickly. C. Turn around and find another route. D. Stop and wait for the water to subside. What does a flashing amber traffic light mean? A. Stop and wait for the light to turn green. B. Proceed with caution. C. Stop completely. D. Accelerate to pass through quickly. What should you do if your vehicle breaks down on the motorway? A. Pull over onto the hard shoulder and use hazard lights. B. Stop in your lane and call for help. C. Drive to the nearest exit before stopping. D. Push the vehicle to the nearest service station. What does a triangular road sign indicate? A. A warning. B. A restriction. C. A direction. D. A mandatory instruction. When should you dip your headlights? A. When driving behind another vehicle at night. B. When driving on a well-lit road. C. When parked on the side of the road. D. At all times during the day.